Gentlemen, welcome back to Becoming a Better Man. I'm Eli, and today I'm going to be discussing, are women more entitled than men when it comes to dating? One more time, 'cause it's so interesting. Are women more entitled than men when it comes to dating? The simple, short, and sweet answer is yes, absolutely women are more entitled than men when it comes to dating. But there's a reason for that, guys. And that reason, guys, is because you are enabling women to have that entitlement mentality by the way you show up, the way you're behaving, and the way especially you thirsty, very thirsty beta males are sucking up to these women and putting them up on a pedestal and basically handing them over. How do I say this without getting removed? I don't want to get removed, but handing over your balls on a silver platter. That's what you're doing. That's in essence what you guys are doing. Like you're enabling these women to basically have their pick of the litter and get away with anything because you're allowing them to do so. You're not making it challenging, and you're just putting up with all of their unreasonable demands. So before I get too crazy here during my monologue, let me just get over to this Reddit posting here from the Purple Pill subreddit, Purple Pill Debate subreddit, and read what the original poster wrote. Very interesting. Come on. All right, there it is. All right, this is from the Purple Pill Debate subreddit, and the original poster states, "Are women more entitled than men when it comes to dating?" And the original poster writes, "Are women more entitled than men when it comes to dating?" You know, you wrote the title in the first sentence of your paragraph, bro. I think we get the point. Let's continue. "Judging from my anecdotal experience." Anecdotal experience? Wow. You sound kind of nerdy, bro. You sound kind of beta already. No disrespect. "I'd say this is quite possibly true." Yeah, for the reason I just mentioned during my monologue. You guys are enabling this behavior because you're very thirsty. And you basically put women on a pedestal, right? And you are not respecting yourselves, right? And you're making women your purpose when your purpose has nothing to do with women. Your purpose has to do with taking care of yourself and getting a great career, making good money, and just being happy independent of women, right? You can't be happy with a woman legitimately until you're happy with yourself first. Most men just want a wife or a girlfriend who is kind, loyal, and cute. Fair enough. Okay. They don't really care about career status, ambition, or other petty stuff. Maybe highly educated men are different. No. Here's the thing. This is very, very, very true. Because nowadays women have been liberated, women are independent, they are going to school, and they are getting more degrees than men are. Ever since, I think the early 80s or 81 or something like that, women have 2 to 3 times more degrees than men. So women are very, very career focused, right? And a lot of times when you encounter women nowadays through online dating or wherever you meet them, they want to make the highlight of the conversation about their career. They want to always talk with you about their career and everything like that. And the truth of the matter is, it's not that men are unhappy that women are independent and working. It's just that that's not what attracts us to women, right? And just because those things attract men to women, okay, it doesn't mean that the same is on the flip side. What attracts men to women is different than what attracts women to men, okay? Women are looking at a guy's career, how successful he is, how much money he makes, how well he takes care of himself. They look at his status, etc., right? But men are looking only for the things that this guy just mentioned here. Most men just want a wife or a girlfriend who is kind, loyal, and cute. They don't really care about career status, ambition, or other petty stuff. Well, I do care about a woman's ambition because I do want her to make something out of herself, but I don't want that to be like 100% or even 75% of the conversations that we talk about. I don't want it to be primarily about her career when we're hanging out. I want it to be about us having fun and just enjoying each other's company, having romance, weekend getaways, etc. Right? Let's see. Women, on the other hand, question mark, it doesn't matter if you are kind, loyal, and funny. No, it does matter. They do want that, but they also want the career stuff. If you're not a certain height and aren't making enough money, you are worthless to them. A lot of women are like that. They call it the 4 6s, like we talk about a lot out here on the internet. They want a guy that's 6 feet or taller, 6-pack abs, 6-figure income or greater, and 6 inches or greater packing below the belt, right? And most guys don't have all those 6s. Some guys have most of them, but the majority of men, don't have all of them. I'd say probably maybe less than 10% of the men in the world have all 4 6s, right? So, how many Harvard-educated women would date an intelligent, funny, and kind carpenter? Probably not many, right? But how many? Here's the truth of the matter: how many carpenters present themselves in that way? And I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but I've seen carpenters, electricians, and stuff like that. And when they do work, they're very scruffy looking. They got, old ragged jeans. They're not smelling that great. I mean, you could be a respectful carpenter and dress well and still do your job and still attract those women. The problem is these guys are just not taking care of themselves as best as they can. Right? That's my opinion. I'm pretty sure none of them would. It seems to me women nowadays aren't just looking for a man, but the man. Well, they're looking for the best possible man they can get, just like you're looking for the best possible woman you can get. The problem is that women nowadays are so career focused because that's what the system has indoctrinated women to be. Women at a young age are being told to focus more on their career than marriage or relationships and worry about relationships later. So what happens while they're in college? They're hooking up with the Chads and Tyrones. They're writing the carousel. Let's just call it that. So we're compliant here with YouTube. They're writing the man carousel. We'll put it that way. Okay. And then, by the time they're settled in their careers in their, late 20s, early 30s, their biological clock is ticking. They try to get the Chads and Tyrones that they were hooking up with during their college years. They try to get those guys to lock them down and have a family with them, and they're not wanting it. So what happens is they settle for the beta mon provider. That's what happens, right? And why is that happening? Because you beta mons are allowing it to happen. You're not realizing what's going on. You guys are lacking self-respect, self-love. You guys are just enamored that a cute woman is paying you attention for the first time. And once you get that woman, you just vomit your feelings onto her and you just give her everything and you let her get away with everything. And that's what enables these women to have the entitlement attitude. That's what's happening. That's the truth. It is. Most of them think they are entitled to the top 10 to 15% of men. That's because you beta males have made it that way. You guys are sitting here blaming women for their entitlement behavior, but you guys put them in that position, and you guys can also take that away from them, but you're still choosing not to. Come on. That's why guys like me do videos like this, to try to help you guys break through this. So that way, if we get rid of all the beta males, then women will stop feeling that entitlement because they won't have those options. You guys are giving women those options that you're complaining about them having, right? Men don't really have this mentality, at last when compared to women. I think you might say at least when compared to women. Matt Damon will marry a single mom bartender from Miami. I don't know why you wrote that in there. However, no college-educated woman making decent money would ever marry the guy working at Lowe's or Home Depot. Well, you don't know that. You don't know that. Maybe the guy is a manager making $100K plus a year at Lowe's or Home Depot. He's a good-looking guy, and maybe he also has some side gigs going on, some investments. You don't know about that dude. It's not really even about the type of job the guy, works. It's about how he takes care of himself. Does he make enough money to provide? Is he a confident, assertive type of man? Does he put the woman on a pedestal, or does he treat the woman respectfully, but also doesn't let the woman step all over him like a doormat? Right? Is he a well-balanced man that does not put a woman on a pedestal, or suck up to a woman just to keep a woman around? That's what's happening. That's what's honestly happening. What are your thoughts? Share them below. Share them down below, which is what he said. 75% upvoted. All right, let's read and see what the people wrote here in the comment section. All right. Yes, because they can, because we men are a bunch of thirsty fucks that can't stop simping. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. I could wrap up this video right now with that one comment and say that just about sums it all up right there. We're going to read that one more time. Yes, because they can. Because we men are a bunch of thirsty fucks that can't stop simping. Simping is sucker, idolizing, mediocre women. The P word, right? If you ain't pimping, you simping. Well, you don't need to be a pimp, but you also don't need to be a simp, right? Just be a good guy. Be a good, well-balanced man that has self-respect and self-love and doesn't put the woman above you or below you, right? That's how it needs to be. You guys are putting women on such a high pedestal, and you're putting her way above you, and that turns off and repels women. And it gives them this entitlement attitude because they know so many men are out there like this that they can just kick back and take their sweet time with choosing who they want to be with, right? And also, if women are struggling and they want to use men for their resources, women know how to play these guys, right? And there are so many of these guys out there. That's why this happens. You guys are in control of that. You guys are letting the very attractive looks of women phase you and derail you. That's what's happening. It used to happen to me in my younger days. As I've gotten older, I will tell you, honestly, I'm not even attracted to the super attractive women. I like kind of like tomboyish, mediocre looking women. Those are the women that are hot to me, right? Because the ones that are 9s or 10s on the attraction scale, those women right there, they know they're hot and they know they can get whatever they want. And a lot of those women use their looks to extract resources from men. And then once they get what they want, they're gone. And they keep doing that until they find the one man that is not going to put up with that and is going to respect them, but not put up with their BS like you thirsty simps and beta males do. Right? As a fellow dude, I agree wholeheartedly. Well, you should. It's true, man. This guy is responding to what the person wrote above. Bunch of thirsty fucks that can't stop simping. Then he says, legalize and normalize prostitution, then. Expecting sexless men not to simp is like starving men not to beg. Dude, you can't think of it that way. Okay, there's a reason why many of you guys are sexless. It's because, number one, you're probably not taking care of yourselves. You're probably overweight. You probably don't dress nice. You probably don't smell good. You can easily change that, lose weight, get better clothes, shower every day, wear some cologne, wear some nice deodorant. There are so many things you can do, right? And also have a little more self-respect and self-love. And, don't put women on a pedestal. Just be a cool, down-to-earth guy. Women are attracted to that. You'll be able to get women. You'll be able to get women if you just turn that around. All right. Let's see here. Simping is not natural. It is taught. Give her free money and attention, Jimmy, and maybe she will like you back. I wouldn't say simping is taught. I would say that a lot of men are living in the past, and they're living in the past during the days of traditionalism, where women were dependent on a man for survival, and women had to be nice. Women had to be sweet and feminine and submissive to attract a man back then because they were dependent on that man for survival, right? Nowadays, because women now have equal rights and equal opportunities, they're independent, they're making their own money, they're buying their own homes, their own cars. They don't need a man to survive. So they're going to be more picky and choosy, right? And because women have risen up and these guys are still living in the past and they're treating women in the ways that guys treated women in the traditional days, these women are now taking advantage of these guys because they've been empowered. They're making their own money. They have, more rights. They have all the rights that we have, right? And women have been taught these things, right? They've been taught to not put up with men's crap. They've been taught to, go out there and make something happen for themselves and don't settle for second best, right? Where back in the days, traditionalism, women were just trying to find any decent guy that would love them and take care of them, right? Guys nowadays are not being taught this, and that's why they're going through this. So it's not taught, bro. It's because guys are living in the past, right? And they're seeing these movies, in Hollywood from the past where, the guy simps to the girl and gets the girl and they live happily ever after. That's not the way it works nowadays. It's not. I now live in a country where prostitution is legal and considered a bad habit like smoking, and men are exactly the same as men in North America. I don't know what country that is, but oh well. Because it seems like smoking. Because it is seen like smoking. It needs to be unstigmatized too, or higher value men will be forced to avoid it to protect their status. Well, higher value men like me don't put up with women that behave this way. And we properly qualify and vet any woman that we're going to date before we continue dating them past the first meeting. Prostitution has never been stigmatized for high-value men. It's only stigmatized for men that know they can't get sex outside of prostitutes. High-value men will still deal with high-end escorts regularly, and if anything, the high-end escort business is booming nowadays. Most Instagram models are pay-for-play, for example. So if you see someone famous with an Instagram model, remember they paid for that. Well, here's the thing. High-value men would not have to pay for intimacy. High-value men should be able to just attract the woman because of their high-value status. Those women want the high-value men permanently, so they're not going to charge these guys. These women, these Instagram models and women that are doing the pay-for-play kind of thing are targeting beta males that normally could not get sex for free. That's the bottom line. It is more that they do not care and have the power to do it without anyone caring. Because you guys give women that power. Take it away from them and they won't have it, right? What is there to care about? Most people have zero idea of what high-value men do anyway. It is not like the average person even realizes how common high-end escorts are in those types of circuits. I didn't realize it until I saw it personally. Either you go to a dinner party and it's 40% first wives, 20% second wives, 25% escorts, 5% sugar babies. That's why going to those types of parties aren't even worth it. It's stupid. It's just stupid. It's like a meat market. It's like a place where women will go because they're looking to extract money from men in any way, shape, or form. And these are the very attractive women that are able to extract resources from thirsty beta males primarily, because attractive women never look at them. Hey, to the thirsty beta males, probably most women never look at them, even women that are less attractive. While true, I think it'd be better for society as whole if we can sway the majority of men to just not be thirsty fucks. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. That is the key right there I've been trying to teach all men. You guys are more in control of this than you know. Let me read that one more time. Let me move it up to the top of the page there. Whoops. While true, I think it'd be better for society as whole if we can sway the majority of men to just not be thirsty fucks. Because of the fact that you guys are thirsty, especially you beta males, I'd say about 97% of the men in this world are thirsty to a certain extent. You are enabling and empowering these women to be entitled, to feel an entitlement, and to own the dating market. It should be 50-50, but women own it because you guys have allowed them to own it. Because you're so damn thirsty. That's literally not happening without normalizing and legalizing prostitution. You don't just wish any biological imperatives. It's like asking the cat to stop being so jumpy. Listen, women are going on dating apps, and there are even phone line dating sites that have been around even longer than dating apps, where women are going on there and they're saying, I'm looking for a generous man. I'm looking for a financially stable gentleman. I'm looking for a pay to play. I'm looking for whatever, right? And they're using verbiage to try to make it appear like it's not prostitution, but it actually is. It's illegal. When you're selling sex in most parts of the world, it is illegal to do that, right? But because men are so thirsty out there, and a lot of these women, some of them that are struggling, they will use their cute looks to basically get money from men. And the only men that will pay them a good amount of money is men that can't normally get a cute woman to have sex with them. And these women will offer that for a premium. I just think it's disgusting, to be honest with you. I just think it's terrible. You guys can pull that card away. You just stop being simps. Stop being so thirsty and desperate, for Christ's sake, and things will go back to normal. At this point, it'll take decades of deprogramming to get the idea of below-average men chasing women relentlessly in terms of excessive stalking, danger, etc. Also, proper sex spots or legal prostitution would have to be in place. I don't think they should legalize prostitution. I don't even think sex bots are needed. I'm sure a lot of that stuff is already out, those bots and stuff. Prostitution is legal in certain areas, in certain brothels, like in Nevada, here in the U.S. But you make it any more legal, widespread, and you're just going to make matters worse. This person is responding to one of the last comments the last person made. At this point, it'll take decades of deprogramming. And he responds to that by saying, I believe that such a change would only happen if we rewrote mankind's DNA and became a whole new species. Sadly, the thirst is hardwired into our brains. It is what brought us as a species to what we are now, the good and the bad. If you think that way, dude, it's never going to change. The thirst is not hardwired into our brains. The thirst is something that, Hollywood, and how things were in the past has led us to believe that that's what's, attractive to women nowadays. And it's not. The bottom line is this. What worked 55 plus years ago before women got liberated doesn't work anymore. Solely on the fact that women are no longer dependent on a man for survival. Women are independent. They're making their own money. So they don't need a man to survive. Now, are there some women that are struggling or are choosing to not work a standard job and are doing certain illegal things like prostitution or selling sex to make a living because they make a lot more money doing that? Yeah. But why are they doing that? Why do they even have the option to make more money doing that because you thirsty beta males are using their services because you feel you're not good enough to attract a woman on your own, and you're not willing to work on yourself to better yourself. Get in better shape, buy better clothes, make more money, smell better, etc. Right? There are things you can do to better yourself and attract women the right way. But a lot of you guys just give up, and you're like, okay, I just want to be a lazy bum that plays video games all day, and I'm just going to pay a woman once per month to satisfy that need, and that's that. I mean, is that how you want to live life? That's not how I want to live life. It is not. We are at 25 minutes and 42 seconds. So let's read a few more here before we wrap this up. And we should not do that. That opens up a very dangerous can of worms. I agree. What makes you say that? None of the guys in my friend group act thirsty like that, and some of them do pretty well with women, like not Hugh Hefner well, but triple digit in count nonetheless. Well, a guy that's been with 100 women in his life is actually a guy that has no problem getting women and is taking care of himself and knows how to talk with women and has confidence and is not a thirsty simp beta male. So, maybe for you, ma'am, the guys in your friend group are real men. And maybe they've been a part of these forums or, a part of, YouTube channels that talk about this or that have been talking about this for a while, like I've been talking for a while about this out here on YouTube and the internet, and they probably have learned. I'm probably the guys in the group who doesn't do as well because I'm 5'5", average looking, and I'm more focused on my DJing. Oh, so you are a guy. You are a guy. Sorry, I thought you were a woman. You have a woman avatar, it looks like. I'm more focused on my DJing, so certain things that work well for them, like online dating, don't work as well for me. But I'm still in the high 30s, lower 40s. So you've been with the high 30s. You've been with almost 40 women. Lotus 82. So 92, 02, 12, 22. What are you, 39 years old, and you've been with around 40 women in your life? That's quite a lot, man. Maybe you've kept some around for a while, bro. And you're focused on your purpose. You're totally focused on your purpose, man. You want to get your DJing business going, and keep focusing on that, bro. Keep doing you, and you will attract the right woman in due time. The right way to attract a woman is to not make her your purpose, is to focus on your purpose, which is DJing. Be the best damn DJ around, become a DJ that everyone wants to hire. You'll make tons of money. You'll meet more upscale, higher end people, and your social status and value will go up. And then the woman of your dreams will just pop into your life. Just make sure when she does, that woman is with you for the right reasons, not just because you're making good money and you have high social status, but you'll be able to attract a woman because you're focused on your purpose and not focused on simping or being a beta man or being a white knight like a lot of these guys are. Okay, just a couple more here. So other men should pass up their chance for scraps so you might enjoy a larger meal, basically. I'm not even going to respond to that, dude. That was a pathetic response. I'm gonna move past that. Couple more here, and then we're wrapping this up. I mean, yes, in the perfect world, my comment was complete speculation. I know for a fact men won't, but they should, which would further restrict the male market and equalize the supply and demand of men and women. But that isn't reality, and men won't improve their standards. So what I want is null. It was an empty comment based in fantasy. Wow, that's interesting there. I know for a fact men won't, but they should, which would further restrict the male market. I think what you're saying is that men won't change, and that's part of the problem. Is men need to change because most men nowadays are not behaving like men. They're behaving very feminine, and that's because women are coming across very strong, and it's throwing men off. And these men are being intimidated by strong, empowered women. Number one, if you come across women that are so in your face and they're very, they behave with more masculine energy than feminine energy, and they're very controlling and demanding, you want to stay away from those women, period, no matter how hot they are. And a lot of the majority of the hot women, or sorry, the majority of the very hot women are behaving that way. So you can't just look at the way a woman looks. You have to look at her attitude. You have to look at, is she behaving more feminine, or is she more so flexing her feminine muscles and exuding more masculine energy, right? You guys are just not properly qualifying women, right? You guys are giving every woman a chance, even these very attractive women that want to wear the pants and exude more masculine energy, and that's what's messing things up. Anyway, let me just read one more here before we wrap it up. So if regarding your desires is so easy, I'll assume you've already done this, and if you have indeed transcended your thirst, why do you care whether the market has been balanced? Dude, I think what's happening here is we're just having there's a debate in here. It's called Purple Pill Debate subreddit. The guy posed a question looking to get some feedback, which is what's happening here, right? Why do you care whether the market has been balanced? I think the good men that post postings like this are trying to just raise more awareness and trying to get more of the thirsty beta males out there to stop simping, stop putting women on pedestals, stop giving women everything that women want when those women really don't want those guys for the right reasons, right? If you pull away all of those cards, then women are not going to have the entitlement that you guys have given them. That's the bottom line. That's it. That's it. Or men can, assume some self-control and responsibility. Before I wrap it up, I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. That's right. That's a great way to end this video. Let me read that one more time. Or men can, assume some self-control and responsibility. Women are using their hot looks to control you guys, to get whatever they want from you, because they know many of you thirsty beta males, or mostly, if not all of you, are not able to get very attractive women any other way. So these women that come your way will use their looks to control you to get what they want from you, right? You have to have self-control and realize that it's not just about the looks, it's about the type of person they are and their intentions and responsibility. A lot of you guys are not accepting responsibility for the fact that you guys have put women in the position they're at today. If it wasn't for you guys being so readily available and so thirsty to fulfill all the ridiculous demands that these women are putting towards you, if it wasn't for you guys, then they wouldn't have these options. That's the bottom line. And that's where I'm going to wrap up this video here today. Let's go back to full screen at 33 minutes. All right, guys, please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and you will not miss anything. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.